Now, you've already been introduced because you've worked a little bit into this in paint, and we've decided to go back and do thumbnails to have a better understanding of the structure of the painting.
Okay.
So, the first one, we're going to say, you are the cave lady, and you're going to cover your that whole picture plane in the front with charcoal. So just leave it in there. Now, you're the cave lady, you're sitting in there cooking dinner over an open fire, I assume. And you can look out of the opening of the cave towards the light. It's still daylight. So the only light in here, in your cave, is the light from the cave opening and a little bit of light from your fire. And you're happy in your cave, right? But you're always aware. You live in dangerous times. Okay? So there you are in your cave, and all of a sudden, the corner of your eye, you see something move in the opening of the cave. And of course, you immediately look that way. And what you see first is that sense of movement. It wasn't there before, it is there now. Right? And what is it? So, and where is it? The where part is terribly important because your survival depends on it. How close to me is it? Is it close enough to eat me? Right? So those are the first things your brain thinks about. So get a piece of paper, a piece of tissue, and show me where the shapes are in your still life. And show me where they are in relation to the edges of your box, which are your opening to your cave. Okay? You want to know if you have to run out of that cave, how much space you have between you and that thing. Right? So if the thing runs into the sides of the cave, make sure you are positioning it that way. This is the where part. When you're identifying the outline shapes, just the contours. And that's just the big shapes, right?
Yeah.
You're not going inside yet.
Oh, no.
No, just the big shapes. So you have that negative at the top, and then all of this positive happening, right? And then what? At the bottom. And the negative there. Coming in on that side. Okay, so you've broken up that space. Now, that's your first view of this still life. It's your first view of the opening of the cave with unidentified objects in it. It still doesn't tell you whether it's going to eat you, does it? No. So let's go to box 2. And let's color that in too. Okay. Our brain can only work in black and white at this stage. The first time we see something, we're seeing it just in lights and dark, which translates to us in paint as black and white, or in light in luminescence and darkness. Okay. So what we're doing now is we're doing what's called the attentional blink. Did I tell you about that yet?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure what it...
Yeah, attentional, not intentional, but attentional. Paying attention while you blink. Put it that way. What you did was you looked away, and then you went back to a new picture plane. Now you're looking again after blinking at the thing again, and you're going to see different things. This time you're going to see the spheres out there. All 3 of them are spheres. So let's position those spheres. Let's do that same activity from number 1 and number 2. Let's position the 3 spheres within the picture plane. So you are identifying a little more about this by what's on the inside between the two negatives. Remembering where you want to put them within your picture plane. At the top, you divided it up into negative space at the top, then your tissue shapes, and then a negative at the bottom. In the second one, you've done your shapes so big, there's no room for a negative at the top. Okay. So what do you want to do about that? Do you want to zoom in on your picture, or do you want to put some more dark in number 2 and pull it out again? That's your decision. Yeah. Okay. Remember, every time we do one of these things, we repeat what we've done before and we add to. That's doing your work and revising. And that's all an artist does. So now we have the 3 fruit within this, more within the center. If I look at number 1, I can see the center shape and the size of it. And I can picture those 3 shapes within it. Right? So that works much better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You see what we're doing in very simple ways. We're not making line that has to be protected or, judged. We're pulling out. We're doing a subtractive method. That if we decide to alter it, we go back to additive and we put more dark in, and we can adjust the edges of our shapes. Okay. All right, so that places your 3 spheres. What else is in there? So let's pull out obvious shapes in there. Do that?
I mean, in here?
Well, I'm thinking in the tissue now.
Oh, okay.
Do you see any rectangles that you can pull out that are in the light? And just make the rectangle and pull out the light. Because from the beginning we want to establish our dark and light patterns. We know our light's coming from the top right. So your fruit will have definite shadows and light on them. And it's amazing how much of that you can show in these little exercises. Change your paper often if it gets too dirty. And you can usually get down to pretty much clean paper with fine charcoal. Yeah, what we want are shapes filled in with light. That shows us where the lights are. Just the big ones, don't go for the little ones yet. We want to be able to look at this and understand where the light's coming from.